That cozy bedtime treat might be the reason you're up at 2 a.m. Repeated wake-ups drain focus and quietly raise health risks when tiny evening choices stack up. Stay with me for a safe, natural plan that calms your nights without sacrificing comfort. I used to think waking up 2, sometimes 3 times a night was just part of being a busy adult. Maybe I drank too much water. Maybe my mattress wasn't great. But then I started noticing a pattern. Those restless nights often followed the same cozy routine. An all-American late dinner, a quick refill of iced tea because the server kept it flowing, and a small, harmless dessert. Sometimes it was a brownie, sometimes a square of dark chocolate, sometimes a comforting hot cocoa that felt like a hug in a mug. That's when the puzzle pieces clicked into place. Let's name the problem clearly. Nighttime urination, what doctors call nocturia, steals more than sleep. It chisels away at your next day. Your focus is fuzzier, your patience is shorter, and your desire to exercise slips. Less sleep can also nudge your appetite upward so that a wholesome breakfast turns into a drive-through detour. It doesn't have to be dramatic to be meaningful. Small disruptions, repeated often, add up. And because this is about your health, details matter. The amount you eat, the way you prepare it, and even the hour on the clock can tip the balance toward a peaceful night or a long parade to the bathroom. Here's the twist most people miss. Water alone isn't usually the main character in this story. The timing and the nature of what you swallow in the evening, especially what you enjoy as a treat, can prime your bladder to wake you up. North American habits make that easy. We dine later after a long commute. We choose convenient, salty takeout that leaves us thirsty. We sip decaf after dinner, assuming it's zero stimulation. We grab a protein bar with chocolate chips because it's quick, or a cute ramekin of chocolate mousse because, well, it's small. These are normal choices. I'm not here to scold. I'm here to show you how to make them work for your sleep instead of against it. We'll do this gently and practically. First, a promise. At the very end, I'll share a simple bonus routine I use with clients, a small sequence you can remember in seconds that helps your body release excess fluid at the right time and quiets the bathroom alarm after lights out. No pills, no extremes, just timing and technique. Consider it the optional turbo that multiplies the benefits of the changes we're about to explore. Before we chase solutions, picture what your body wants to do at night. It wants to downshift. Hormones lean toward repair. Your kidneys are supposed to produce less urine. Your bladder should become a quiet neighbor. But certain evening choices whisper the opposite message. Wake up, keep processing, don't settle. Some of those choices are obvious, like a big mug of strong coffee after dinner or a couple of beers during the game. Others are surprisingly subtle and often wear a dessert disguise. If you've ever gone to bed feeling calm and still woke up twice, that's your clue that something earlier in the evening set the stage. I'm going to lead you through a clean, step-by-step way to spot and remove the most common triggers without losing pleasure. You'll learn which ingredients act like gentle accelerators on your urinary system, how to read a label quickly enough to beat the grocery line, and what simple swaps keep flavor while restoring uninterrupted rest. We'll keep it straightforward. No fear tactics, no miracle claims, just habits that respect your biology and your routine. One more important note, said with care. Because we're dealing with your body, precision matters. Overshooting the dose of a healthy ingredient, brewing something too strong, or pairing foods in the wrong window of time can backfire. It might irritate your stomach, jolt your nervous system when it's trying to wind down, or simply flood your bladder at the worst hour. That's why each step we cover includes both the what and the how, what to choose and how to prepare or time it so your nights get quieter, not busier. As we begin, stay curious. You're about to discover that a very common, very comforting food, one that shows up in cookies, shakes, energy bars, and bedtime drinks, can nudge your bladder awake even when you swear you avoided caffeine. Recognizing it is empowering. You won't have to be perfect, you'll just be strategic. By the end, you'll be able to decide with confidence when to enjoy it, how much to use, and what to swap in when sleep is your top priority. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may leave you with minimal results and could bring unwanted side effects such as poorer sleep or digestive discomfort. I'll keep it simple and evidence-informed so you can act safely. If the last few minutes made you rethink that cozy nighttime routine, good. That curiosity is your best tool. Let's open the hood and watch what your body tries to do while you sleep. At night, your internal orchestra quiets. The brain signals a shift toward repair. Your kidneys normally dial down urine production so you don't need to wake. The bladder is meant to be less chatty. When this choreography works, you drift, stay asleep, and wake with energy. When something interferes, even gently, your bladder gets its lines wrong and calls you to the hallway at 1 a.m. Think of 3 levers that influence this choreography. The first is timing. Large volumes of liquid late in the evening simply have nowhere else to go. The second is concentration. Salty dinners, pizza, ramen, takeout burritos, make you thirsty for hours so you keep sipping even when the lights are out. The third is stimulation. Certain compounds act like a quiet go, go, go to your kidneys or irritate the bladder lining just enough to make you feel the urge. Coffee and alcohol are famous for this, but here's the kicker. They are not the whole story. North American habits weave these levers together without us noticing. You get home late, warm up leftover mac and cheese with extra salt, chase it with a tall glass of fizzy diet soda, and finish with something chocolatey because you earned it. Maybe you choose decaf after dinner, believing you're in the clear. Decaf is lower, not zero, and some evening treats carry natural stimulants that aren't caffeine at all. If you've ever thought, I didn't drink coffee, why am I still up? You're asking the right question. Here's a practical way to explore this without turning your life into a lab. Start by mapping your evening in 20-minute blocks. Between dinner and bedtime, note what you sip, what you snack on, and when. You don't need to count every milliliter. Just capture the sequence. Then apply 3 gentle adjustments for the next 3 nights. Move your last significant drink earlier. Aim to enjoy the bulk of your beverages 2 hours before bed and scale down to small sips after that. If you like a warm cup, switch to a smaller mug instead of a jumbo. Volume matters. Tame the thirst loop. Keep dinner flavorful but mindful. Use herbs, lemon zest, or smoked paprika for punch instead of heavy salt that keeps you refilling your glass. A well-seasoned baked salmon with roasted vegetables hits satisfaction without the late-night thirst trap. If you order takeout, ask for sauces on the side and taste before adding more. Identify the subtle stimulants. This is the detective work most people skip. Many bedtime favorites contain compounds that can nudge urine production or irritate a sensitive bladder. Chocolate chips in your healthy granola bar, cocoa powder in a protein shake, a steaming mug of hot cocoa, or a rich chocolate dessert, even if it's small. Some people are more sensitive than others, but if your nights are fragmented, it's worth testing. And remember, decaf still contains a little caffeine, and the combination of natural stimulants can add up. To keep this friendly and doable, use a short note on your phone. Write the time you finished dinner, the time of your last beverage, and whether you had any chocolate-flavored treat. In the morning, jot down how many times you woke. Patterns usually emerge fast. If nights with chocolate-flavored items or fizzy drinks correlate with bathroom trips, your body is giving you honest feedback. No judgment, just information. Preparation makes a difference. Brewing a bedtime drink strong, adding extra spoonfuls of powder because it tastes good, or pairing a sugary dessert with lots of liquid creates a perfect storm. More total fluid, more stimulation, and a bladder that wants attention. A smaller portion, a lighter brew, and earlier timing often flip the script. Small changes, big relief. One last point because it matters for safety and success. Individual bodies vary. If you're dealing with conditions like overactive bladder, pregnancy, diabetes, or prostate enlargement, personalized care is important. The ideas here are educational and meant for gentle experimentation, not diagnosis. When in doubt, bring your notes to a qualified clinician and decide together. The goal is comfort, better sleep, and steady energy, nothing extreme. We're inching closer to naming a very common food that can quietly press these levers. It shows up in cookies, shakes, trail mix, and those innocent little dessert squares. Before we call it out, make tonight your first observation night Give your body a chance to show you what helps and what hinders, and you'll wake with data you can use. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may leave you with minimal results and could bring unwanted side effects such as poorer sleep or digestive discomfort. I'll keep it simple and evidence-informed so you can act safely. You've mapped your evening in simple blocks, noticed when the refills kept coming, and maybe even spotted that chocolate-coated snack sneaking into the final hour of the night. Good. Let's line up the usual suspects so you can stop guessing and start choosing on purpose. This isn't about cutting everything fun. It's about knowing what actually matters for your sleep and your bladder. Begin with the obvious duo people love to debate: alcohol and caffeine. A glass of wine or 2 beers with the game can relax you at first, but alcohol makes you produce more urine and fragment sleep later. Caffeine is famous for wakefulness, yet the detail most folks miss is timing. An afternoon cold brew or a late decaf latte can still echo at midnight. Decaf is lower, not zero, and extra-large sizes carry more of everything. If your evenings regularly include coffee-flavored desserts, half-caff drinks, or tiramisu, you've essentially stacked tiny stimulants that add up when your body wants to downshift. Carbonation earns an honest mention. Fizzy sodas and sugar-free seltzers can feel refreshing, but for some people the bubbles themselves increase urgency. Pair carbonation with heavy salt, think pizza night, ramen packets, loaded nachos, and you enter the thirsty loop. You drink more, you go more. None of this is a moral failing, it's chemistry plus American convenience. Big servings, easy refills, and endless dessert options are a normal part of our food scene. Spicy and acidic foods live in the gray zone. Buffalo wings, chili, or late slices of pepperoni pizza might irritate the bladder in some people, but not others. Citrus can be similar. If your bedtime snack is a bowl of grapefruit or a tall glass of lemonade, just watch how your night reacts. Another quiet actor is certain sugar alcohols in diet sweets. Sorbitol or xylitol in gums and candies may unsettle a sensitive gut and indirectly nudge the bladder to be more talkative. Again, sensitivity varies. The goal here isn't to police everything, it's to notice patterns so you can keep what works and pause what doesn't. Now to the part that surprises almost everyone. Even when you swear off coffee after noon and skip the beer, nighttime trips can persist because of the way we treat ourselves after dinner. Chocolate chip cookies that were meant to be small, a protein bar with a double chocolate label that reads like a health food, a cup of hot cocoa because it's cozy, or a decaf mocha because it sounds safe. Many of these carry compounds that gently stimulate your system or irritate the bladder lining in sensitive people. The serving might be small, but the timing is loud. Here's a clean experiment that's doable on a busy week. For 3 nights, keep meals flavorful but moderate in salt. Avoid alcohol late. Choose still water over fizzy drinks after 7 p.m. And remove all chocolate-flavored items after 6 p.m. No cocoa powder in smoothies, no brownies, no healthy chocolate bites, no mocha desserts. Keep the rest of your routine the same. On night 4, add back a single chocolate-flavored item at the same time you would normally eat it and watch what happens. If your wake-ups return, your body just handed you data. Reading labels is your superpower. In the ingredients list, look for cocoa, cacao, cocoa nibs, chocolate liquor, cocoa extract, or natural flavors that mention chocolate. Protein powders, granola, trail mix, and energy bites often include one of these. If you rely on a chocolate shake after the gym, consider moving it earlier in the day or switching to a vanilla or peanut butter flavor at night. If dessert is your ritual, try baked apples with cinnamon, fresh berries with Greek yogurt, or a small spoon of almond butter on a banana. Satisfying, gentle, and far less likely to poke your bladder awake. Portion and preparation matter as much as ingredients. A heaping tablespoon of powder turns a mild drink into a strong brew. An extra-large cup at 9:30 p.m. is a different story than a small cup at 6:30. Sugar density pulls in water. Pair a very sweet dessert with lots of liquid, and you've made the bladder's job harder. Use measuring spoons for a week, not forever, just to recalibrate your eye. You'll quickly learn what a teaspoon actually looks like in your favorite mug. Let's talk about dinner timing without perfectionism. Life happens. Traffic, kids' activities, late meetings. If your last meal pushes late, aim for lighter choices: a bowl of vegetable soup with chicken, a turkey lettuce wrap, or roasted vegetables with quinoa. Swap heavy salt for herbs, garlic, and lemon zest so you're not chasing thirst all evening. If you're ordering in, ask for sauces on the side and taste before adding more. Small tweaks close the gap between a satisfying meal and a restless night. Keep the tone with yourself kind. The point isn't to quit chocolate forever or to make social dinners stressful. It's to understand your personal levers so you can slide them with intent. When you own the timing, portion, and preparation, you get the sleep. And better sleep changes everything. Steadier energy, clearer focus, and, ironically, more willpower to make the next good choice. That's how small changes compound into a better week. We're inching toward a single, chocolate-related compound that behaves like a friendly cousin of caffeine. It's natural, it's present in many chocolate-based foods and drinks, and in the wrong window of time, it can encourage your kidneys and irritate a sensitive bladder. You don't need to fear it, you just need to learn how to work with it. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may leave you with minimal results and could bring unwanted side effects such as poorer sleep or digestive discomfort. I'll keep it simple and evidence-informed so you can act safely. You've tested the waters, trimmed late refills, and noticed how chocolate-flavored treats influence your nights. Let's zoom in on the brown clue hiding in plain sight. Inside cocoa and chocolate lives a naturally occurring compound that sits in the same family as caffeine. It's a gentle stimulant for many, and for some, it's an irritant to the bladder's lining. Subtle enough to escape blame, strong enough to call you down the hallway when the house is quiet. The surprise is not that it exists. The surprise is how easily it sneaks into otherwise careful routines, especially in North American eating patterns built on convenience and flavor. Think about a normal evening. You wrap up a late dinner, maybe grilled chicken and a Caesar salad that leaned heavy on the croutons and dressing. You tidy the kitchen, pour a decaf mocha into your favorite oversized mug, and relax with a book. The mug is large, the brew is strong, and the cocoa is rich. You sip slowly because it's comforting, not realizing that two separate signals are building: total fluid volume and a nudge from that caffeine-like cousin. Your kidneys don't get the memo that it's bedtime. Your bladder does what bladders do. A couple hours later, the hallway light clicks on. To navigate this with confidence, I want you to have both biology and tactics. Biology first, in plain English. This cocoa-borne compound belongs to a class that can modestly increase urine production and influence smooth muscle tone. For a sensitive bladder, that can feel like urgency. Add sugar, which pulls water into the gut, and you amplify the late-night fluid shift. When the drink is brewed strong or the dessert is concentrated, dark chocolate with a high percentage of cocoa solids, the total load of this compound is higher. Timing, concentration, and your personal sensitivity create the outcome you feel. Tactics next, because knowledge should translate into sleep. Start with timing. Move chocolate-based foods and drinks earlier. If you enjoy a chocolate protein shake after the gym, have it in the afternoon rather than at 9 at night. If you love a square of dark chocolate, savor it after lunch when your body is alert and moving. If cocoa is your comfort in a mug, reduce the portion drastically and bring it forward in the evening. Think 6 o'clock, not 9, then switch to a gentler warm drink closer to bed. Consider the brew itself. Heaping spoons turn a mild cocoa into a concentrated one. A better approach is a level teaspoon in a small cup, whisked thoroughly so you don't chase more powder for flavor. Pair it with a protein-forward snack, Greek yogurt, a small piece of cheese, or a handful of almonds, to blunt the sugar swing and improve satiety. Avoid stacking stimulants. A decaf mocha still includes a bit of caffeine plus the cocoa compound. Combining that with fizzy soda or a salty meal is like pressing several buttons at once. If you want the cozy, chocolate-adjacent flavor without the stimulant profile, there is a pantry swap many people overlook: carob powder. Naturally free of caffeine and that cocoa-specific compound, it brings a mellow, chocolate-like taste. Stir 1 teaspoon into warm milk or an oat milk base with a pinch of cinnamon and vanilla. Keep the portion modest and serve it at least an hour before bed. This isn't about demonizing cocoa. It's about giving yourself options that align with your goal. Sleep that sticks. Labels help you steer. Scan for cocoa, cacao, chocolate liquor, cocoa nibs, or Dutch processed on packaged treats and powders. Double-check protein bars, granolas, and healthy desserts that market themselves with words like recovery or energy. If the chocolate element is high on the list, move it earlier in the day or choose a different flavor. With bottled coffee drinks, remember that mocha means chocolate. Decaf reduces but doesn't erase stimulation. Size matters too. A small portion rarely equals a large restaurant mug. Preparation technique deserves respect. Strong brewing methods, long steeps, extra hot water, multiple scoops, concentrate both flavor and stimulants. If you prepare cocoa at home, keep water just off the boil, measure the powder with a level spoon, and stop at a small cup. If you're baking, reserve dense chocolate desserts for daytime gatherings. At night, pivot to fruit-forward options, vanilla-based puddings, or spiced baked pears. You're not losing enjoyment, you're trading it for a better morning. Because this is health, a gentle reminder on safety. The right amount and the right method protect you from the opposite effect. Overshooting portions, brewing too strong, or pairing a sweet dessert with lots of fluid can lead to disrupted sleep, stomach unease, or a cranky bladder. If you live with conditions like pregnancy, diabetes, overactive bladder, or prostate enlargement, personalized guidance is wise. The ideas here are educational, so you can experiment thoughtfully and share clear notes with your clinician if needed. Now, back to that brown clue. There's a specific name for the compound in cocoa that behaves like caffeine's friendly cousin and often rides along with a little caffeine itself. You've likely seen the name before on nutrition blogs and chocolate science trivia. Recognizing what it does, not fearing it, lets you use chocolate on your terms. We're almost at the point where I'll show you exactly how to handle it so you keep the flavor you love and regain the sleep you miss, including a simple, comforting evening recipe that avoids the stimulant trap. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may leave you with minimal results and could bring unwanted side effects such as poorer sleep or digestive discomfort. I'll keep it simple and evidence-informed so you can act safely. You've narrowed the field. The late refills are under control, the oversized mugs are back in the cabinet, and the chocolate-flavored comfort that once felt harmless now looks like a meaningful lever. That's progress. Now we turn curiosity into proof with a short, calm experiment that fits a busy week and respects real life. No perfection required, just a steady plan and honest notes. Start with a quick reset kit. Put a small notebook or your phone's notes app by the bed. Place a teaspoon next to your favorite mug to keep portions honest. Stock evening swaps so you're not left foraging at 9:30 p.m. Fresh berries, a crisp apple, plain Greek yogurt, roasted almonds, chamomile, or ginger tea. If kids' snacks or office treats tend to be chocolate-leaning, move them off the counter and into a closed bin. We're removing friction, so the better choice is the easy choice. Here's the 3-night protocol. On night 1 through night 3, remove every form of chocolate and cocoa after 6 p.m. That includes brownies, protein bars labeled with words like double chocolate, hot cocoa, chocolate chip trail mix, and mocha or chocolate-flavored drinks, even if they're decaf. Choose still water over bubbly after 7 p.m. and shift your last meaningful beverage to 2 hours before bed. After that, limit yourself to small, mindful sips if you're thirsty. Keep dinner satisfying but not salty. Roast chicken with herbs instead of heavy marinades, baked salmon with lemon and dill, vegetables roasted in olive oil with a sprinkle of garlic and smoked paprika. Flavor without the refill trap. Build a simple evening plate when hunger hits late. A small bowl of berries and yogurt. A banana with a thin swipe of peanut or almond butter. A few slices of cheese with cucumber. A warm mug of chamomile. Keep portions smaller than daytime and stop at comfortable, not stuffed. When a craving for something chocolatey hits, breathe, drink a few ounces of water, and wait 10 minutes. Cravings rise and fall like waves. You can ride this one without letting it knock your sleep off course. Your log is your mirror. Before lights out, jot 3 times. When dinner ended, when your last beverage ended, and whether any chocolate-coated items slipped in. When you wake in the morning, Note 3 things: how many bathroom trips happened, your energy on a 1-10 scale, and any stomach or bladder discomfort. This takes less than a minute and quickly exposes patterns. If you want an extra layer, mark whether dinner was restaurant-level salty or home-cooked and herb-forward. On the 4th night, reintroduce a single chocolate-flavored item at the time you'd normally enjoy it. 1 square of dark chocolate after dinner, a small chocolate granola bar, or a light cocoa drink with a level teaspoon of powder, and change nothing else. If bathroom trips rise again, or your sleep feels lighter and choppier, you've collected useful data. If nothing changes, great. Your sensitivity may be lower, and you can keep cocoa in your life with timing and portion controls. Either way, you're making decisions based on your own physiology, not internet folklore. A few label shortcuts will save you time in the store. In the ingredient list, cocoa, cacao, chocolate liquor, cocoa nibs, or cocoa extract are clear signals. Mocha is chocolate plus coffee, even if decaf. For protein powders, check flavor names: chocolate, double chocolate, Rocky Road, and scan the grams per scoop. A concentrated scoop at 9 p.m. has more impact than a light shake at 3 p.m. For granolas and bars, note where cocoa appears in the order. Earlier means more. When in doubt, choose vanilla, cinnamon, peanut butter, or berry flavors at night. Travel and social life count too. At a late dinner with friends, split a dessert and take 2 mindful bites earlier in the evening, then pivot to a non-chocolate option if you still want something sweet later. In hotels, build a minimalist night kit: a bottle of still water, a fruit cup, a plain yogurt, and herbal tea bags. If the lobby offers free hot cocoa, enjoy the smell, not the mug, and promise yourself a better time treat the next day. That's not deprivation. That's you choosing sleep that actually restores. Safety is part of success, because this is health, dose, and method matter. Brewing drinks too strong, piling on sugar, or stacking late-night liquids can lead to the exact outcome you're trying to avoid: fragmented sleep, digestive discomfort, or an irritable bladder. If you're pregnant, navigating diabetes, managing overactive bladder, or living with prostate enlargement, bring your notes to a clinician and personalize the plan. This is education, not diagnosis. You're gathering gentle evidence to guide smarter choices. Small wins deserve attention. Notice the morning you wake up before your alarm, the steadier focus in an afternoon meeting, the extra patience with your family. Those are not accidents. They're the payout from one quiet decision at a time. Keep the notebook for a week, then decide your weekday rule and weekend exception. Many people settle on a daytime chocolate window, say lunch to 4 p.m., and keep evenings stimulant-free. It's a sustainable compromise that protects sleep without sacrificing joy. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may leave you with minimal results and could bring unwanted side effects such as poorer sleep or digestive discomfort. I'll keep it simple and evidence-informed so you can act safely. You've done the detective work. Patterns are clearer, late-night refills are tamed, and the brown clue has stepped into the light. It's time to name the driver and put you fully in control. The comforting flavor that shows up in cookies, shakes, protein bars, and bedtime mugs carries a natural compound called theobromine. It's a cousin of caffeine, often traveling with a small amount of caffeine itself. For many people, especially in the wrong window of time, that duo can nudge the kidneys to make more urine and leave the bladder a bit more irritable. The effect is modest, not monstrous, but at 2 a.m., modest is enough to matter. Knowing the name changes the conversation. You don't need to swear off chocolate forever. You need a method that fits real life. Keep the flavor you love, shift the timing, reduce the load, and prepare it in a way that supports sleep instead of disrupting it. I'll give you 2 pathways, one that keeps the taste while avoiding stimulants altogether, and one that lets you enjoy cocoa with clear guardrails. Both are simple, repeatable, and friendly to a weeknight routine. First, the cozy swap many overlook: a carob goodnight latte. Carob powder has a gentle chocolate-adjacent taste with naturally 0 caffeine and no theobromine. In a small saucepan, warm 3/4 cup, 180 ml of milk or an unsweetened oat or almond milk until it's steaming but not boiling. Whisk in 1 level teaspoon of carob powder, a pinch of cinnamon, and a drop of vanilla. Sweeten lightly only if needed. Half a teaspoon of honey is plenty for most palates. Pour into a small cup, sit somewhere quiet, and sip slowly. The portion is intentional. Smaller volumes mean less late-night fluid. Serve it 60-90 minutes before bed so digestion isn't competing with sleep. Comfort, flavor, and a calmer bladder can coexist. If you prefer real cocoa, you can still make it work by respecting dose and clock. Use a level 1-2 teaspoon of 100% cocoa powder in a small cup, whisked thoroughly for flavor dispersion, and drink it 4 to 6 hours before bed. Earlier in the evening gives your body time to process both the fluid and the stimulant load. Pair it with a protein-forward bite, plain Greek yogurt, a small piece of cheese, or a handful of almonds to steady blood sugar. Keep sugar modest and skip heaping spoonfuls. A very sweet dessert pulls more water into the gut and can add to nighttime trips. Some people find Dutch processed cocoa, which is less acidic, gentler on their stomachs. The theme is consistent: smaller, earlier, lighter. Solid chocolate follows similar rules. If you enjoy dark chocolate, savor it after lunch rather than after dinner, and keep the portion truly small, about 10-15 grams, a couple of squares depending on the bar. Pair it with an afternoon walk, a glass of water, and a savory snack later, so evening hunger doesn't steer you back toward dessert. When you want a sweet note after dinner, lean fruit forward. Baked apple with cinnamon, fresh berries with yogurt, or pear slices with a spoon of almond butter. These hit the comfort button without poking your bladder awake. Here's the promised bonus routine that ties everything together. Think of it as gentle traffic control for your body's fluids. 2 hours before bed, finish your last significant drink. 1 hour before bed, make a calm bathroom visit even if you don't feel a strong urge. Keep the evening stimulant-free. No caffeine and no cocoa-based items in that window. And add 20 minutes in the late afternoon or early evening with your legs elevated, lying down with calves on a chair or propped on pillows to let fluid shift from the lower legs back into circulation while you're still awake. That way, your kidneys can handle it earlier, not at 2 a.m. The sequence is memorable, practical, and kind to your schedule. Preparation details matter, so let's bulletproof the technique. With warm drinks, keep water just off the boil. Hotter isn't better and can encourage stronger extraction. Measure powders with a level spoon for a week until your eye learns the portion. Use smaller cups by default. Restaurant-sized mugs turn a mild recipe into a large beverage. If you bake, plan the richer chocolate desserts for daytime gatherings when you're active and hydration patterns are different. At home on weeknights, rotate vanilla, cinnamon, and fruit-forward desserts. This is not restriction for its own sake. It's targeted strategy for better nights. If your sleep remains interrupted after several weeks of these changes, consider broader factors with a clinician you trust. Conditions like overactive bladder, prostate enlargement, or blood sugar fluctuations may contribute, and sometimes medications play a role. Your notes, what you ate, drank, and when you woke, are valuable data for that conversation. This content is educational. It's here to help you run small, safe experiments and arrive at a plan that respects your context. I want you to feel the payoff, not just hear about it. Picture waking up before your alarm, feeling genuinely rested. Imagine the easier choices that follow: a deliberate breakfast, steadier energy at work, more patience with people you love, and the motivation to move your body. Those are realistic results from reclaiming your nights. Small steps, repeated with kindness, change how your days feel. If this guide helped you connect the dots and build better nights, share it with someone who's been yawning through their mornings. Tap the like button so this message reaches more people, and subscribe for practical, natural strategies that respect your time and your biology. Your sleep is a foundation worth protecting, and you have more control than you think. The next tip is one of the most important, and ignoring it may leave you with minimal results and could bring unwanted side effects such as poorer sleep or digestive discomfort. I'll keep it simple and evidence-informed so you can act safely.